shall not be nuked. We shall not be nuked.
Our focus is community awareness and safety items. Where they're breaking the law at the plant with workers who try to make complaints to the NRC, but yet somehow the company finds out, which is a breach of the law.
Today is March 11th, and we're here at the San Onofre nuclear power plant in solidarity with people around the world who are protesting nuclear power.
Because it's very important that the message get out that the Native American that's lived here for 10,000 years of sustainability living, sustainability, something that we're striving for again. And it seems that we come to a place that we've gone past technology and that we're looking at the actually poisoning of Mother Earth. It's hard to say that because all Earth is sacred, and it's in our generation, our time, to be here to try to protect Mother Earth. It's not an easy thing to do, as we find out. I'm from the San Luis Band of Mission Indians, which is down the road a little bit. We have sacred sites that have been destroyed or in the process of being destroyed. We have our water being contaminated. We have threats of no water that's going to affect all of us. It's affecting us now. So with the water, the air, the earth, the animals, we have to protect everything that needs this environment to live. And it's up to us to do something about it. I don't know how much power we have to do something about it, but we have to find that strength and unity. And I'm proud to be here walking amongst you today to do something.
So right now, we are in 100% solidarity with the people at San Onofre. They don't want to run that reactor because they don't think it's safe. We don't want them to run the reactor because we don't think it's safe. There is unfortunately one difference. None of us are making any money from the reactor when it's running, and they are losing money at the rate of about $1 million a day per reactor. This is a powerful incentive to restart those reactors. But there is no other reason to restart it.
The Fukushima plant is in a level 7 meltdown. It's continuing to melt down. There's no end in sight. It's completely out of control. This plant that you see behind us is almost a replica of the situation in Japan. It's a plant right along the coast. It's a plant subject to the earthquake and tidal waves. You may see a lot of glorious safety talk amongst the people that are making their money off of this thing. It's about how safe this is because they're looking at billions of dollars coming into their pockets. Don't believe a word of it. This is one of the worst examples of a catastrophe waiting to happen behind us.
I think you all know that because of Washington, the nuclear energy industry got a pass on liability. Should anything go wrong, there wasn't enough money in any of the energy industries to pay off the damages that would ensue. So they asked the nuclear power plants to put together a little pool of about $6 billion. No private insurer would insure for against nuclear accidents. So the insurers of record are us. They call it the government, but what's the government? It's us. We, the taxpayers, will ensure for nuclear evacuations, accidents, cancer, birth defects, and the loss of agriculture on into the century. Tell your Tea Party friends and relatives. It's crazy. That's the financial part. But the moral part, what we are doing to the DNA, the RNA, the genetic blueprint of this earth on which we depend, is so immoral. It's murder, and it's mass murder.
Surfers are very aware that we're an interconnected planet, that the land masses are connected by an ocean. And the vast majority of the world is ocean. I learned that creatures of the sea are more brethren at times than land dwellers. One of the things that ends up happening in the oceans is that we, as surfers, suffer the consequences of progress. We're canaries in the coal mine, so to speak. All the pollution that happens on the streets ends up in our playground, and also any of the radioactivity that ends up blossoming, falling, ends up in the oceans. So we surf the runoff of progress.
I'm determined to come here because you see, once some accident like Fukushima happens, tens of thousands of people have to evacuate and their lives are taken away. So I came here to get in solidarity to stop nuclear power.
も全て廃炉、そして世界も全部核はなくなるように、私はここにやってきました。
So I didn't know anything about the danger of the nuclear catastrophe until the March 11th happened. And I came to this beautiful community of San Onofre and San Clemente. And then I learned about this, like, you have the songs and you are facing the same kind of disastrous situation. And I would like to shut down all the reactors, including this one.
USGS, that's a U.S. Geographical Survey, says we're due for a mega quake here in Southern California. It's going to start on the South San Andreas. It's going to rupture northwards, starting around the Salton Sea and rupture up through Santa Barbara. The largest earthquake preparedness plan in world history was last year, and in preparation for this quake, it was called the Great Shakeout. Now, there's nothing in the Great Shakeout that addressed the issue of this power plant behind us. You're kidding. So the Interjurisdictional Planning Committee, which is part of the nuclear industry, which supposedly organizes all the emergency response for this area right here. If you see yourself in this map anywhere, that's a 50-mile radius, the outer circle. If your city is in that 50-mile radius, you're in trouble. So I want to say that I was really disgusted when I heard at 2 Nuclear Regulatory Commission hearings here in San Clemente that the NRC and Southern California Edison couch the problem of nuclear safety in technical terms. This is not a technical issue, this is a moral issue. Yes. And what we need to do is stop being baffled by the technical aspects of this plan and the problems it's facing and look at it holistically, because they never spoke about the impacts of what happens outside the plant when there's a disaster. They only spoke about how they operate the plant, how they turn the knobs the right way, the valves have been replaced, and everything was safe. They told us this less than a year ago. Now both reactors are shut down, and apparently there's been a radioactive leak.
Protesting power nuclear, it's something to dismay. Remember Fukushima went molten on this day to show us